What's up, Blackish fam? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. Man, I'm really excited. We're going to get back into some MF Doom. This is only the second track that we've done. I did Figaro, 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 Figaro. And it was nice. I like the wordplay. I really don't know how he uses wordplay yet. It took me a while to start listening to A$AP Rock and kind of pick up on how he writes his lyrics and kind of the vibe he goes off. So really excited to get back into some MF Doom. This is one called Deep Fried Frenz. Don't know much about it. We're on the actual MF Doom YouTube channel. It didn't look like he had an official video for this. I saw a variety of other variations of this, but it didn't look like anything official. And sometimes on these breakdowns, man, they really send you off with the incorrect lyrics. So this is what they had pulled up. MF Doom. Looks like it's tagged. He's got the "Have You Seen Me?" and it's himself on the milk carton. He's got the picture. He's on the front cover of the cereal box, or like they're playing it off like the Wheaties box, right? And what is he drinking? Something to... My eyes just ain't what they used to be. And then it says the finest. Was he eating the finest MCs or eating the finest cereal? So let me just cover him up and we're going to get right into this one.
As you call them, they call you when they need something. Trees for the blunt, to G's for the...
Well, it almost felt like we were in the middle of a song.
As you call them, they call you when they need something. Trees for the blunt, to G's for the front.
Call you when they need something. Oh, friends. Yeah, that he's talking about friends or friend, like in friendships.
As you call them, they call you when they need something. Trees for the blunt, to G's for the front.
Ooh.
I found a way to get peace of mind.
Sounds like he's talking shit about friends, right? They call you when they need something. He said trees for the blunt, they need some weed. Or the G's for the front. When you're fronting somebody something, you're giving them the money that, or whatever they need, hoping that they're going to pay you back later, right? The G's for the front, they're calling to borrow money.
Need something, trees for the blunt, to G's for the front. I found a way to get peace of mind for years and left the hell alone. Turn a deaf ear to the cellular phone. Send me a letter or better.
He said, like the girl Foxy, your kid went deaf, right? Like Foxy Brown, she's deaf now, but she was with Def Jam, get it? But he's saying that it gives him peace of mind and he can leave hell alone because he turns a deaf ear to the cellular phone. Means he's not checking for it, right? I did the same thing. I got rid of my cell completely, but I still use a tablet for everything. I take my calls on it and all. That's what I got running right here. I had a conversation earlier, kind of made my tablet die. But anyway, I don't use a phone either because I don't like being tied to any, anybody. Oh, I got to reach you on. I don't carry a cell phone. You can send me a text or an email. I'll get back to you right away. It's like paging me.
To mine for years and left the hell alone. Turn a deaf ear to the cellular phone. Send me a letter or better. We can see each other in real life, just so you can feel me like a
He said, send me a letter or better. We could see each other in real life. So he wants real friendship, old school friendship, right? Talking about back in the day. Not what we have years with. Really, social media. It was the decline of our like social structure. We didn't know it at the time, but I was luckily there for it. I was born in 82. I was raised in the 90s, and I saw the introduction of the cell phone, the internet. We never thought, or at least I never thought it would be where it is today. Something that's meant to keep people connected, and we're all so much more distant than we ever were. Even in grocery stores or riding a bus or in a waiting room, there used to be social interactions and awkward conversations, but that's how you got to know people. And nowadays, everybody's glued to their phone, which is why they can't meet people unless they're on their phone, swiping left or right on Tinder. And because nobody has these advanced, higher level interactions anymore. Obviously not, I don't want to say no one has those, but the majority of people seem to be glued to their phone.
I found a way to get peace of mind for years and left the hell alone. Turn a deaf ear to the cellular phone. Send me a letter or better, we can see each other in real life, just so you can feel me like a steel knife. At least so you can see
OJ
the white of their
face.
eyes. Bright with surprise once they finish spitting lies. Associates and boys.
Yeah, it is. Things are so much easier face to face. They really are. Even the things that we once did that we thought, just like I was talking about before, we just didn't see it as changing our whole way of life, right? Now, because if you think about this, right, if you wanted, think about asking a girl for her number, okay, especially a girl. Let's say she's with her friends at a mall or so. You had to look cute, you had to be confident, you had to be witty, and you had about the same window of time that a telemarketer would, right? And if her girls were there, you had to win them over as well, especially the fat one, oh mama bear face, right? And then you had to judge how much time to wait after you got her number to call her house. You could possibly talk to a mom, a dad, or a big brother. You had to justify your call, and then you would hope that when she gets on the phone that you wouldn't really have to remind her of who you were. Then you have to make her smile again before you even get a chance to shoot your shot. Now think about that. Now it's tough, but it really does make you who you are, right? Because you get prepared for school, for work. I mean, you grow balls. Honestly, I'm a better salesperson. I'm better in my field because of that, right? And when it became much easier, with tech, it really wasn't the same, right? You lose something, relationships lose something as this technology got deeper. So friends, it's just not the same as what a friend meant in the 80s and 90s growing up and what it means in 2023. Right, it sucks. I have a daughter who's in first grade, and she'll never know the definition of friend like I knew a friend. The sleepover parties and pillow fights and prank calls and Blockbuster Video. And man, what a childhood! What a time to be alive the '90s was. And it's unfortunate because the newer generation, as much as they argue about how cool and efficient things are, it's not nearly as fun as what it was. You have more access to information, and I'm sure there's, kids know in general much more, much earlier than they did. But I don't know that I would necessarily do this again if I had the choice. Let it ride.
Boys or girls, bitches, niggas, homies. That's a bright life, just so you can feel me like.
The other thing is the music is very different for a hip hop song, right? It's just not what you would imagine.
Cellular phone, send me a letter or better, we can see each other in real life, just so you can feel me like a steel knife. At least so you can see the white of their eyes. Bright with surprise once they finish spitting lies. Associates is your boys, your girls, bitches, niggas, homies. Close, but really don't know me. Mom, dad, comrade, peeps, brothers, sisters, duns, dunnies. Some come around when they need some money. Others niggas laugh.
So he said associates, right? Those are your boys, your girls, bitches, niggas, homies, right? It's more of these kind of surface level interactions that we have. But he said those people don't really know me, right? And people that really know me, I wouldn't even call them my boys. Those are my brothers, right? So he's saying that, his mom, his dad, what did he say? Brothers, sisters, duns and dunnies. Those are people that truly know who he is. They're not just calling about money. They're calling to check in on him and just get updates on life and share something together, right? Duns and Dunnies, you don't really hear of too much, but Duns and Dunnies, well, not even Dunnies, but Duns, that was that 90s era hip hop. That was like the terminology, or that defined the terminology in like hip hop videos of the 90s. It's like a Dun language. If you want to check it out on yourself, look up Dun language hip hop, and it'll give you a breakdown, probably referencing some of that late 90s hip hop.
Rap peeps, brothers, sisters, duns, dunnies. Some come around when they need some money. Others make us laugh like the Sunday funnies. Family around whether you pay.
That's Sunday funnies. That's also something that you don't, you just unfortunately don't hear of anymore. So I just want to get back to this point. He's kind of saying that family isn't always just blood, right? It's who you eat dinner with, who you're vulnerable with. Or like you said, who can make you laugh like the Sunday funnies, right? Sunday comics or a Sunday strip is a comic strip that most newspapers would have at the very back of the newspaper. Normally they had a strip during the week, but the Sunday comics, it was like full pages of cartoons or like animated little cartoon scripts. And they were color. When you were back in the day, it was kind of a big deal that it was color. And because it only came out on Sunday, the Sunday paper, the newspaper was like that thick. People called it the Sunday funnies or just the funnies. That's just sick, man. So he's basically saying some people hit you up when they need a favor. Some people hit you up to hold something down. But it's really the people that make you laugh and you enjoy their company that are really your true friends.
Really don't know me. Mom, dad, comrade, peeps, brothers, sisters, duns, dunnies. Some come around when they need some money. Others make us laugh like the Sunday funnies. Fam be around whether you pay to bum me.
Yeah.
You could either ignore this advice or take it from me. Be too nice, some people take you for a dummy.
Bro.
So nowadays he ain't so friendly.
That's so real, right? Fam will be around regardless of how you're doing in life. That's your family. And most families, I should say, because there are some jacked up families. But I like what he said about the advice, right? Don't be too nice and people take you for a dummy. That's taking kindness for weakness, right? And it's like, hey, I'm a nice guy, but I do reserve the right to fuck you up. People are like, huh? What did he just say? Like, yeah, buddy. Just like what he's saying. Like, it's very straightforward. It doesn't really require an in-depth translation, but he's still putting out a message.
Fam be around whether you pay to bum me. You could either ignore this advice or take it from me. Be too nice, some people take you for a dummy. So nowadays he ain't so friendly. Actually, they wouldn't even made a worthy enemy.
A worthy enemy is just you're battling somebody so much in something that over time you develop respect for their abilities, right? That's what you're saying. He's a worthy opponent, right? He's up for the challenge, or he's actually challenging you.
He ain't so friendly. Actually, they wouldn't even made a worthy enemy. Read the signs, no feeding the baboon, seeing as how
yeah, mum. Oh, baboon face.
Wouldn't even made a worthy enemy. Read the signs, no feeding the baboon, seeing as how they got your back bleeding from the stab wounds. Y'all know the dance, you smiling.
You stab someone in the back. That's a idiom, right? You're talking about somebody doing you wrong, right? Or doing something bad to someone who trusted you. They wouldn't have expected it. That's why it's in the back, right? So he's been lied to and stabbed in the back by people that he thought were his friends.
Boom, seeing as how they got your back bleeding from the stab wounds. Y'all know the dance, they smile in your face, y'all know the glance. Try to put them on, they blow the chance.
Yeah, I hooked a homie up once with a job. And the dude, after like a few days of work, this dude just no-showed for like a week. Everybody's like, hey, B, this is the type of guys that you mess with? This is who you're going to introduce to the company? It's like, damn, bro, you making me look bad, fam.
They smile in your face, y'all know the glance. Try to put them on, they blow the chance. Never let your so-called mans know your plan.
Ooh.
A show of hands.
Ooh, what's that? That's from the late 80s or 90s, early 90s. Friends. How many of us have them? I'm talking about Friends. It was kind of like the same vibe. Was that Houdini? I want to say it's Houdini. Was it somebody else? Houdini and it's so long ago, but that's who that track reference is. I believe that's who it is.
Let your so-called mans know your plan. A show of hands is a term some people use loosely. I'm real choosy on what I choose to let crew see. You telling me I try to act broke? Jealousy the number one killer among black folk.
Ooh, we could be our own worst nightmare, right? And you ask any of these dead rappers, right? Try flashing money and going on social media and leaving your location on, right? You see what happened to some of these rappers, right? Ooh.
Try to act broke. Jealousy the number one killer among black folk. Fellas be under some type of spell like crack smoke. Ghetto Cinderellas lead them right to your stack, loke. Just another way of chicken to your end. I checked the dictionary for the meaning of friends. It said, person one.
Yo, it sounded like he was talking about, he said ghetto Cinderellas, right? lead them right to your stack. They used to do a lot of that on Facebook Marketplace, definitely on Craigslist. Lil Wayne, he has a song called Mona Lisa. I don't know if you guys have heard it. He talks about, they're using a chick to set people up. And he's following not the car behind, but the car behind, right? And he's like, I walk up to the door. Right before he knocked, she opened the door naked. She left it unlocked, right? They start French kissing. He don't see moi. And she let him in. They stepped on the couch. Music up loud with his head in the clouds. Turn the shit off. I scared the piss out of him. Piss a nigga off. Puts a gun to his frown. Basically, he's talking about using a woman to set up this man and her knowing where all his stuff is and then him coming in and robbing them, right? He says, you know what it is? Put your fucking hands up. Liz, that's enough. You can put your hands down. She's working with them. He said, girl, you a soldier, right? So that happens a lot. It sounds like he's referencing that. That's nothing new. Girls have been playing dudes for a very long time because guys get thirsty. If you're not cool, and unfortunately, a lot of guys aren't, right? They put the on a pedestal, right? Come on now.
Lead to your end. I checked the dictionary for the meaning of friends. It said, person one likes to socialize with, sympathize, a helper, and that's about the size of it. Most of the time, these attributes is one-sided. To boast of the crime, they have to shoot you through your eyelid, and they can't hide it. Going wild like a white bitch. Sometimes you cut
going wild like a like a white bitch. Old Karen Jr. face. Hey, but no, low key, man. Black chicks and Puerto Rican chicks be crazy as well. It's just a different type of crazy. They're passionate, but like Method Man says, right? We can make war, make babies.
Going wild like a white bitch. Sometimes you need to cut niggas off like a light switch.
Yeah.
When things get quiet, catch them like a thief in the night. What a right.
Then you catch them, right? Sometimes you have to be honest and remind yourself what value do these people bring to my life, and you have to delete or block people, right? What's in it for me?
And when things get quiet, catch them like a thief in the night. What a right. I first met Mr. Fantastic at an arms deal. Don't let it get drastic. Think of how your moms will feel when it gets for real.
Your mom, Mr. Fantastic. He's an underground rap artist, right? I don't know if I know any of his work or anything, but I imagine they sound like they're friends.
Still, don't let it get drastic. Think of how your moms will feel when it get for real. Still get the sparking, everything darkened. It ain't no talking for something so cheap. It so buys a lot of trouble.
The wordplay on guns.
Trying to plot the bubble, or else it'd be a sad.
No plot, right? He's something. Get the steel. The steel get the sparking, right? He's talking about the pistol. So he said, for something so cheap, it sure buys a lot of trouble, right? The wordplay off cheap and buy, but he's talking about the pistol buying trouble. And then what he said you're better off focusing on a plot, or the plot's gonna bubble. What happens when the bubble pops, right? You're trying to plot to bubble, so focusing on something else instead of letting that thing pop. The gun, right?
Buys a lot of trouble. They better all focusing and trying to plot the bubble, or else it'd be a sad note to end on. The guns we got is some come in the form of codependence. A lot of times only end up being co-defendants.
Ooh, right? What do you say? Some come in the form of codependence, and they end up being co-defendants, right? Codependence is like, right, you get one friend that's outgoing, and he gets women, but he's broke. The other is fat or ugly, or he has money. You use each other. You play off each other's strengths, right? That's just the way of the world. One is making sure that you guys have incoming girls. The other is making sure that you got incoming drinks, right? But what's going to happen when someone gets wifed up? What's going to happen if, are you still going to have that same relationship when there's no longer that common interest?
Dependence. A lot of times only end up being co-defendants. $10 say they tell for a lower sentence.
Well, sometimes you have to wonder with being co-defendants, do you guys live by the same code, right? That honor code. You just don't say shit.
They leave you up under the jail begging for repentance. It don't make no sense.
Ooh.
What happened to the loyalty?
Repentance is like self-infliction or self-punishment, if you would. So he's saying a few dollars, I bet he'll snitch to get a lower sentence or cop a deal, right? And he'll leave you in jail and you'll be begging for forgiveness, but he's gotten out because he took a plea bargain.
Leave you up under the jail begging for repentance. It don't make no sense. What happened to the loyalty? Honor amongst crooks, trust amongst royalty.
Yeah, honor amongst crooks, right? That's that felon's honor. It's just it's a phrase that it says that thieves among thieves have their own moral code, right? Everyone has to have a code or there's going to be chaos, right? Even in a prison setting, there's just ways to work the world that make sense based on where you are.
Crooks, trust amongst royalty. I'd rather go out in a blaze than give them the glory.
Ooh, rather go out in a blaze and shoot it up.
Before lovers, we need to have some type of overstanding. Just so when I let her get the man, think she knows.
Talking about friends before benefits, friends with benefits, right? Before lovers, we had the same type of overstanding.
For lovers, we need to have some type of overstanding. Just so when I let her get the man, think she know it's no strings. We can do the damn thing, but ho, it's no rings. Just how the tramp swings. Will she see him again? That depends on how good was the skins, or could she memorize the lessons? It ain't no need to pretend. Even though she let him stab it, she know they just win.
Yeah, let's have that, my friends. Come on now. That's it. A lot of time left here. Just a long outro. Drum solo, and that's really it. Good song, shorter than I thought.
Don't be silly. I know who my friends are, and the next nice neighborhood I move into, you guys will get crack.
Damn.
Negro humor always escaped me.
The most powerful, the most mysterious monarch in all the world. Guarded by a fighting force that never sleeps, that never relaxes its vigilance. For none is as feared, none has as many foes as Doom. The awesome armor-clad Lord of...
I know who Doom is.
Then tell us.
He happens to be the most dangerous man in the world. I hoped we'd never hear from him. Hoped we never have to battle him. But now the worst has happened, and I must tell you what we're up against. I first met Doom years ago, where he wanted to be alone.
Interesting.
Alone to pursue his forbidden experiments. One day, while conducting a secret experiment. Later, when he recovered from his injuries, instead of having learned his lesson...
They're obviously talking about Doom from the comic books, right? But I'll let it ride here in a second. I was going to say, man, if you guys like MF Doom, continue to send me suggestions on what I should check out next. Preferably, I mean, this was a great song, but it didn't really require an intellectual breakdown. I really liked a very complex, where it's like a puzzle and we're trying to decipher it. Still great. We'll add it to the catalog, but now this is the second track that we're adding. Let me know the third and fourth, and we'll get right to it. If you guys are fans of Doom, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, show some love. We'll continue adding new tracks and breaking those down, just as we do with Aesop Rock and Lupe Fiasco. So, we'll see you on the channel. Show some love and like the video as well.